Wrestling. I'm Laniya, and this is my co-host, Lash. And today we're diving into Raw, May 19th,
Woo!
2025. And Raw starts off with Seth Rollins coming out of the parking lot area with Paul Heyman behind him, and he has the best chain. And my first thought was, where can I find that chain? I wonder if WWE have an overpriced version on the website, but I checked and they do not, if anyone else was wondering. So anyway, behind him is Paul Heyman, and why was Paul Heyman looking at him like he was a breakfast platter? Like, he looks hungry. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but did you see it too?
No, yeah, I went back and I watched it when she
He's
brought
very
this up.
confused. And I was like, no,
See, I was
no. But the way
confused
he's
at
looking at him,
first
he's like,
when we talked about this originally. but but yeah, I've gone back and he's looking at him like a breakfast platter, cheeseburger, if you will.
I was getting
I'm
Egg
getting cheeseburger
McMuffin,
vibes,
but
but
cheeseburger could work
Paul
too.
gives me cheeseburger vibes. So
Yeah, so
fair.
after
That's
that,
fair.
we
I,
have
I I'd go with
Logan
that.
Paul's horrendous intro
You know?
music. Yay.
Yeah, Logan Paul and Gunther. I didn't write any notes about it because I just knew Gunther was going to say what he needed to say, and I knew Logan Paul was going to look like a bitch,
I was happy
and
that Gunther's
so I gave it a
underwhelming
6.
music cut off Logan Paul's horrendous. It was like, yeah. Um, he absolutely obliterated Logan Paul on the mic. And again, we've been talking about how Gunther's mic skills are evolving, and he obliterated Logan Paul, and I
Yeah,
was so glad to see it. I was like, you've leveled up and against him.
yeah.
Like Gunther's like he grew on me a lot. He grew on me a
I
lot. Like
love
I liked him
Gunther.
before, but I was like more Yeah, he's all right. Now I'm just like he's someone that we should look for. Definitely look for later. You know. Um. And
Yeah,
was anybody else expecting Jay? I know, like when
yeah.
Gunther like
Paul
walked
Heyman and Jey
away,
Uso do a
I was
promo.
expecting Jay like to run out, but you know, guess it can't happen all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, he,
Whatever.
he's still got to beat Logan.
I gave that entire thing. I actually gave it a
Yep.
7,
But but
and like, yeah,
yeah. Um, Paul Heyman and Jey Uso have just like a little facts talk. Going there, I give it a
I
5.
want to give Penta every belt every time I see him. He was just walking in the back. They had a clip of him. I was like, I want to give him every belt. That was my response.
Yep. The the best way to lead into that would be to say that
No,
there's
actually, what I wrote actually censored what I wrote because what I wrote, I realized I shouldn't say that out loud.
I hope it has to do with Smooth Operator because at this point I see the
It
meme
did not, and
of it
it
every day,
didn't. It
the
was
short of it
vulgar.
just
So
about every
anyway,
day,
why is Paul
and at
Heyman always
this
following
point,
people like that? Like right the next one, the next clip. Again, he's following someone looking like they're Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, what is he doing? Like, is that his new thing? Like, because it was strong in this whole show. You want to see that? That's what I said.
um, yeah, then we get Penta and AJ
I
Styles
love the
versus Finn
relationship
Balor and
between
JD
AJ Styles
McDonough.
and Penta. That's a great way to get Penta, like, into the company, especially him being such a good, wrestler and having so much talent, so much versatility. AJ Styles, obviously a veteran. And so I think that really helped both of them because AJ Styles was like, to me, he was going nowhere for a while. It's kind of almost like AJ Who, but the new dynamic is definitely bringing
Yeah,
new light to his character and light to Penta, and I like that a lot. And they had matching outfits.
yeah.
They were color coordinated.
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, JD did a good job of keeping pressure on AJ at first. Then we got nice double cross bodies with the nice matching outfits. Um, and JD's head is a weapon. Mark that down. You gotta love Pat McAfee. Um, get a calf crusher from AJ. That's just a regular in his repertoire now. Um, and that gets rolled out for a splash, and then this great reverse into a sit out face buster. Get a moonsault, inverted DDT on the outside, and then
AJ
kick the
Styles looked like
face
he really
while
put a
the
lot
head
into that inverted
standing on the
DDT, and
turnbuckle.
Carlito actually did something, and both were very shocking to me. Congratulations, guys.
um, then we get a Mexican destroyer off the steps, and then El Grande Americano comes out and gives his patented headbutt.
Hey,
And then
someone
Penta
wrinkled
gets
Chad
the coup
Gable.
de
It's going on too
grace for the
long.
finish. Um,
But it's great to see Penta, I'm not, Carlito actually being active because, no, really though, I was just like, what is he gonna do? Stand there? Oh my god, he actually moved. I'm like, I am shocked. So, altogether, he actually did something. He
what
actually
about
hit somebody
Carlito?
and like moved, and he didn't just stand there and look dumb.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I
I
noticed
barely
because he
noticed.
wasn't just standing one spot. So, how could you? But okay, all right.
Yep. Next weekend, Becky Lynch versus Roxanne Perez versus Natalia Neidhart for a Money in the Bank match. Um, I gave the
I did
match
give it
before
7. I was
7.
about to be like, we didn't do the score, but
I
I'm
liked
not
it.
gonna lie.
Yep. But yeah, for this match, Natalia
I
just
I
she
didn't realize till
leads
right
that
now,
match like a
but my
pro.
whole thing right now is a whole spiel. I hate the way she treated this company, and this, this is why I hate a lot of stuff, but I hate things that just don't make sense to me. And like my whole thing is spiel, like she deserves more. Like not only is she from a legacy family, she's been doing this. How long has she been there? 18 years, something like a ridiculous amount of time. 18 years, something like that in WWE or something. Altogether, like she's been going out this a long time, and she's part of Dynasty, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
push her like I think she should be. But you know something? She could she could be the next Roman Reigns. She could be
Yeah,
the next Cody
I
Rhodes.
100% agree.
Why? Why isn't she? Why isn't she? And it's been going on too long. It pisses me
Yeah,
off. And this is why that's why it just makes me so mad. They keep doing it to so many people and like skipping them over. And there's no reason except for the petty nonsense that's outside the actual work they put in for the business. And it's infuriating to me because
yeah.
she shines every time because she has actual skill and it gets even like people like you know Valkyria. I mean, you can tell the difference in skill level and how amazing she is. Something she even makes Becky look like a fucking green. Compared to her skills, and I just
Yeah. Like I said, she leads that match like a pro. We get the shortest Hurricane Rana ever from Roxanne Perez. Um, like, she just like already she's short, but I think Natalia was on her knees on top of that, and I think she had to like bend her body like halfway around to get that Hurricane Rana. Um, uh, Roxanne takes lead on that, and then get a double sunset flip power bomb. Um, and Nat pulls off the double sharpshooter, and I say, how has she not won the world title before? Um, and Lyra attacks Becky,
It's
and
extra
then
fucking
Pop Rock's
assaulting
finish,
that they
and
fucking had
Roxanne
Perez beat her.
wins.
I'm so sorry, but the fact that you don't give her all her fucking accolades she deserves and have her fucking come in and beat her, what a fucking, and me, just my opinion. I mean, I am personally upset by it. Like, she deserves so much better. She shouldn't have influenced her father. You know, the Owen, like Owen Hart, Bret Hart, those
I
are her
agree.
uncles. You know, she learned to wrestle in the done like they don't get respect she deserves. And you can't even say that's a Vince thing because Vince hasn't been there, and it's disgusting to me. And like I don't know,
Yep,
I don't know. I just I was mad, but then the fact that Perez won, I was
I
just
can.
like, get the fuck out of here. And all types of filth and foreign because that it's just not right. It's not right. They're putting in work. Give them something. But, you know, every
It's
match
not
she's
right,
in, she
but
makes
it's
amazing
still a
because
good
she's
match.
such,
I gave
a
it a
stellar
7.5.
athlete. You know, you put her against anybody, it's going to be a great match because of who she is,
Yeah.
because of her, techniques and how well she works with others
Yeah.
and her skill level. I just, I'm,
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I really like, I couldn't, I couldn't deal with the match because the whole time I was like, they're gonna find a way to screw her. They're gonna find a way to screw her, and then they found a way to screw her, and I was like, I don't know. Okay, we're done. I mean, all of them did a really good job. They all have good skills. Perez isn't not skilled, but that's nothing to do with the insider bullshit that anyway. Headface. Yeah, I gave it an 8. It was a really good match. That doesn't
I
mean the
give the
company
match a
ain't shit. Anyway,
7.5. Yeah. Uh. Then we get this um rando Kira Tozawa, Chad Gable, New Day promo. Um. I mostly just noted that I'm impressed that Chad's costume
um,
shame.
I've been saying it constantly. The most heel thing about Kofi Kingston is he saved his mustache and not his beard, and that's where I
I
am.
know.
It looks like
It
you're the
looks
bad
like
guy
shame.
of your own story. That's what it looks like. Okay.
That's the thing is I don't even like he just looks so much better
I
with a
don't
fucking
know, but
goatee or a
that definitely
beard.
is heel type activity. That definitely is. So
it makes him look
I
like a fake
having no
Jamaican heel,
mustache
like
and a
how they
beard
used to try to
doesn't
make
make you
him.
look like a fake Jamaican. It just makes you look horrendous.
That's the thing is if I think of like a villain in a Jamaican kind of role, I've noticed that some of them don't have mustaches, just
I've
like him.
never noticed that.
That's
I'll
where
definitely
where
pay
the villain
attention.
comes from their own story. That's where I'm. Yeah, I hate it. I want him to grow it back. But next up
Yes,
we get
the Grim
Sheamus
Ghost of
versus Grayson Waller.
WWE. I love Sheamus.
Yeah. Um. Grayson just does a hilarious start. Um. Just hilarious heelish start to the match and acted like a pussy. Um. It was so funny. Um. Um. And I then my very next note, like when they start getting into it, is that Bobby the Brain
Oh,
Heenan deserves to
yep,
commentate on this match right now.
yep,
Um, just because they were just pulling classic late '80s
yeah.
like
I really,
heel
I
babyface stuff
complimented,
in it. It was
like
so good.
I said,
Um,
one Waller was holding his own against Sheamus, which I didn't expect. I expected him to throw him around like a toddler, but I mean, I said I was really expecting Sheamus to throw
I
Waller
didn't
around like
understand
a
last part of
toddler,
what you said.
which he didn't, which I was shocked about. But that also impressed me. And I think it shows like the level of professionalism that he's learning, even like right before our eyes. And I think that like doing Sheamus's move against Sheamus, that's a big thing to me. That was a
Yeah.
big thing to me. So I think like it just he's really coming to his
Oh
own,
yeah.
especially because after they separate them. And like Grayson is obviously the friend of me, but I like how they're playing that out. It's cute. The back and
Mhm. Um, yeah, the slaps across the chest were hilarious. Um, then we get the inverted guillotine with the Dublin smile. Um, great face buster onto the ropes. Um, and then the get back into the chops. Then we get a bro kick for the finish.
I gave it 7.5.
Um,
I really
I
liked it.
really
Like
like
like I
this match.
just
I gave
said,
it a 7.
they're all like the Waller and Grayson stories coming along properly. Sheamus being thrown in the mix just uplifts, anybody's status. I think Sheamus is such like a consummate professional, and like he
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't know if you really give him all the credit he deserves, but
Well,
he deserves
his
it.
big thing
He deserves
left is
it.
to win that Intercontinental title. That's all he needs. Absolutely. Um, in fact, I wouldn't mind seeing
Hold there, hold there.
Sheamus be the one to take it off of Dom.
I'm. Yep, it's right.
Yeah. Um, then we get Tyrese Halliburton interview. Um, which I just make note of that it is what Kenny Omega said coming true. Of bringing these outward people that are more celebrities than they are wrestlers into the business, and it's becoming more and more of a thing, and I am very fearful of
I
that.
mean, like, I'm not necessarily here for all that. I see it happening. I understand why it's happening. Um, but those things will be what they will be. That's all I can say about that. I mean, I think, our
Yeah,
wrestlers should have a chance to shine. I mean, it's been a lot of years, and our wrestlers have never truly got the recognition that they deserve during their time. I think a lot of them have been passed over, and it's like decade after decade after decade. I think to continue that mentality is just wrong, and it does a lot of danger to the business. And that's just what I think. I'm just Laniya.
mhm, fair enough. Um, then we get a quick Gunther Seth freaking Rollins promo. Um, and Seth's not the long game. Gunther is, and he welcomes him to
I
make him a
wanted
target.
Gunther to smack Seth Rollins like Jimmy smacked Gunther. Like that's what I wanted to see, but it
Mm,
didn't happen. I was sad.
fair enough. Um, I didn't score it, but I guess I would give it a
I
5. It
mean,
did what it needed to.
it there was a smack, so it's not getting
Um,
scored by me. It needs to smack, smack.
um, next up we get the lowest spot of the entire night, and this is not for critical reasons. Um, it's Rhea Ripley versus Kyrie Sane
So
versus Zoe
I know
Stark.
I have a real question. Do they have the same people that worked on Ric Flair's clothes working on the women's clothes? Because every single one of their robes for like the last three shows have looked like different version of things that Ric Flair wore throughout the 80s. And I'm really like, why? Why is it all the robes look the same? Who is doing this? What's going on? Where's the individuality? What individuality?
Well, Kyrie Sane's like meant to
And
look
she
like
looked
a
like Ric
pirate.
Flair. Her robe, when they first came out, the robes that was on top of the outfits, Ric Flair. Ric Flair. Ric Flair. That's all I
Gotcha.
saw. And
Um,
yes, I focus on clothes because it's a big part of everything. Presentation means something.
well, I was more upset about what happens
I
in this
mean, that's
match.
the second part. At least they
Um,
look better doing it, but
um, it was a good start to the match. The crowd goes nuts
of
for Rhea
course,
Ripley.
really.
Um, uh, but then Zoe Stark blows out her knee. Um, you can hear her scream, and you could see that bad landing on her knee. It's also the same knee that she had to have surgery done on before, that kept her out for almost a year. Probably going to end up being a similar situation by the sounds of it, too. It
Yeah.
does not sound good.
Um,
Um,
honestly, my I was I was actually writing. I was like, why is Rhea Ripley's ass always towards the camera? It's just buns, 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 buns. I hope Zoe is okay because I was writing that as she got hurt. I don't like seeing them get hurt, and I just wish her, the best of luck. And watching it live was like, ooh, extra, you know.
um, Zoe Stark is someone I
I like her.
really like.
She has a good presentation.
Um, she is amazing in the ring, and up until Lyra Valkyria came up, um, she was the wrestler that made me feel that there needs to be a women's intercontinental title, because she is straight up one of the
She
best
really is,
workers
and
in
she
the
works
ring.
hard, and like her body's going through it because she works so hard, and that's one of the side effects
Um,
in the business.
so it's really devastating for me because I'm a big fan of her, and the fact that both of her friends got released just
Ah,
recently too.
oh
Um,
no, oh no,
you know, it's not a
it's
bright
not.
time for
But
her. And so my heart goes out to Zoe. I hope she heals up well and comes back. Um, yeah, just
it really does
sucks.
suck, and it was sad to
Um,
watch, and that's all you can. I really just hope that everything comes back. The best
yeah.
for her. Um, Dropkick that I really caught
Yeah.
Zane with was awesome. Mwah! The
What's that?
dropkick that Rhea Ripley caught Zane with was amazing.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah. That I had that right after the prison lock. Which I love that move. Um, it's so good. And then she does just the sickest midair drop kick ever. Uh, and then huge boots to Kyrie. Which right there I said, are they trying to re-injure her too?
I'm not the only one that thought. I
Um,
was just like,
because it was,
did they learn nothing?
yeah. Um, and then we get
The
the
riptide,
Riptide
yeah, the
for the
riptide
finish.
was sweet. It was very clean. It was looked strong. Great finish, I think.
Yeah. But I gave the match a 4. Um, not even necessarily that they did a bad job following up, but you can totally tell that it was missing. And came to find out too, this was Kyrie Sane's first match back,
Yeah,
really. Um, and the plan was not for her to get pinned in her first match back. It was going to be Zoe Stark. Um, So it definitely dropped the match quality, but also the injury super
I
dropped the match quality.
I didn't grade it at all.
Took what could have potentially been a 7 or an 8 to downright
Yeah, I didn't
4
grade it
just
at all
because.
because she got hurt, and I was like, I don't feel right grading something if someone got hurt. And obviously, matches don't work out the way they're planned when someone does get hurt. You never know extent of the injury. So I was like, I'm not. I need some points to get to happen.
Yeah. Um. Next we get
I hate.
Rusev
I
vignette,
literally wrote it.
another
I
one.
hate the Rusev vignette. Like that one made me realize how much I hate those vignettes. I hate. They're stupid. They're stupid. They're gonna go down as one of those another dumb ideas that why they do this. We don't know why he did this, but like no one's excited about him. No one's talking about him. Like
They're um I think people are talking about
best
Rusev
vignette.
to a degree. Um I think the vignettes don't really make him look bad. I think they do that in place of having him come out and just cut a promo that wouldn't be able to be edited and paced out right. Um, so that doesn't necessarily work in his favor. Um, but it's
I mean,
better than
if you
nothing.
say so.
Um, eh, but uh, yeah, it marked how bad of a squash match is coming with Akira Tozawa. Um, yeah. So I just gave it a 5. Just did what it needed to do. Um, uh, Judgment Day promo. Roxanne Perez joins Judgment Day. Gives nuggets and apples. Yay. Um, fuck that shit.
Before
Then
that,
we get
before
Braun
that,
Breaker.
before that, you
Huh?
had Paul Heyman staring at people again. I got pointed out every time because he's always making. And like there has to be a reason, but it's great and I love it. And if it gets my attention, other people have to do that. So we're gonna call it the steak dinner look. Yes, Paul Heyman steak dinner look, and that's it. You can continue now.
Yeah, I love it. Um, um, yeah, we get Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. Um, great start, and then we get a suicide dive. Um, breakneck clothesline. Um, then I marked down he's a bum to come back.
I spent a good amount of the
um,
match trying to read what was on the back of Braun Breaker's butt.
with lost in him.
I mean, no, I just wanted to read the back of his butt because it said something, so I couldn't even pay attention to what was going on because I got distracted. I don't have even have ADHD. I'm just like this. So yeah, literally most of what I
um,
wrote was about, and like I did like at one point I was like, all I got was meaner than, and it's like Brian didn't get the pop I expected. But I think some people like Jay so much. That's a
yeah.
good sign.
Um, yeah. Get a clothesline from the apron. That's a little missed. And then a huge pop up Samoan drop. Um, then get a Breakensteiner that wasn't sold very well. Um, that's one thing that it seems to happen every once in a while. With guys when they're taking the Breakensteiner, that they oversell it and like they like end up rolling out of it or not even like landing on their shoulders or like rolling under their ass. Um, and then yeah, then Seth comes out. It just kind of did what it needed to do to a degree. Otherwise, like it had its moments, of goodness. Really, I wanted a match that almost seem one sided. That like I wanted Braun Breaker to come out looking like a beast. Um, but didn't quite accomplish that. But
Meaner
I
than
give it a
evil.
5,
That's
just
what
general.
it said. It said meaner than evil. And that's
Yeah,
literally what I was like throughout the whole match. Like I there was a couple of times that Braun like caught Jay and threw him around like a rag doll. So that was impressive to me. Um
yeah, and I guess I wanted
I
more
mean
of that.
Braun Break got thrown into the air a couple of times and that was really cool. You know. I mean it did what it
Yeah,
did. It did what it was supposed to. The super kick that stopped Braun Breaker's spear was awesome, undeniably awesome. So
yeah.
I mean, it had its moments. But there's also moments of Paul Heyman looking at people with the steak dinner face. Um, and all the WWE's people interfering, and like Spears, Hurricane Rana
Yeah,
interfering. Yay!
yeah.
Okay, but so yeah. Huh.
But yeah, but otherwise, that kind of wraps up this episode of
Well,
the Weed and Wrestling
no,
Podcast
there's
of
CM
Raw.
Punk came out.
Oh, well, yeah, he came out
Well,
during the
yeah,
attack,
and you have Sami
right?
Zayn that came out. You have the little people ganging up and manning their mans, and
Yeah, that 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 guy Sami Zayn who looks always half injured, and that bum CM Punk
and also I'm gonna
came
try to be
out.
honest. I don't know if anybody else did, but that belly to belly that Braun did was not safe looking. That was not clean. It was not okay. I thought someone's gonna get seriously hurt when I saw it, and more people should be talking about this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks,
Like, share,
guys. Like, share,
subscribe. It's
subscribe.
free.
Do all those wonderful things. Help us out. Help
Help us, help
you.
you, help
We'll be
us.
back.
See you next time, guys. Peace.
Yeah. Later.
Fucking looked at my phone to stop the thing. All right. You want to do another one or no? Okay, cool. Yep. So all we have is like the 23rd, right? SmackDown the 23rd. Wait, Raw 26? Raw 26?